do it. And then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Like my cousin, sent me you, and I thank him for that. It was more of a, he thinks the whole everything's a joke. That just adds a little spice to it. But in the heart of what you're saying, there is real things going on. And people want to overlook that. And I'm telling you, Mr. Peterson, I'm not one of those people. And I thank God that, he showed you to me. And sometimes we just need some Jesse in our lives, I guess.
I wish we had more brothers like you. We need more brothers like you. Just because we don't have most guys that can, lead black people into the right direction. And I thank you for that, because a lot of people will be like, man, it's still going on. It's racism. And I try to tell them, watch his show. Listen to this brother. He's telling the truth.
Take no thought about tomorrow. Yesterday doesn't exist. And you're going to see, man, God is with us, and all is well. Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home. That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby. He's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border, and then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. They don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby. This is my show. Thanks for tuning in, folks, on this fine Thursday. It is a fine Thursday. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, okay? It's a fine Thursday, and it's a pleasure to have you here, okay? We got a bit of a show to get into. Hand rubbing ensues. This is like now evil. You guys made this bad. I used to call this just like the Harvey Birdman, and I forget why. But now it's something else. And that's a terrible thing. But you're here with me today. How you doing? I'm the Anchor Baby. We got a bit of a show for you, and I want to get into it. But we got to show some decorum, lead by example. Say hello to the folks who are tuning in, joining us. Thank you so much. Some of you love that opening. He calls himself he's an Anchor Baby from Canada. You say some of these. It's like you're saying immigrants are these horrific, greedy people. Pleasure. I'm glad you love it. Thank you for tuning in. Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Punchy.tv/Anchor Baby. And of course, my people here on YouTube, how you doing? Take it easy. Click the like button. Come on in. Say hello. You've been training now for a bit. Now you're like civil. You're like one of those guys in that. You seen that school? What is that? It's that school for boys. And they go around like teaching them how to be gentlemen in the world. And he's like, what is this? Class, what is this? This is a mile marker. Say mile marker. Mile marker. So cute. Okay. Show some decorum. Click the like button. Don't be rude. If you want to call in, there's something on your mind, something you want to speak on. A burning topic, a question. The number is 888-775-3773. 888-775-3773. Roman hand wash gesture. That is. You guys are funny. You guys are funny sometimes. Amazing. You think so, Wolverine? What do you think this is? Like what era is this shirt? Like everything's cool through a fisheye lens. Like, what's that era? When they used to take pictures. What do they call it? When they used to take pictures like this, and their hands like this. You know what I'm talking? You guys know what I'm talking about. Come on. New metal hands. Everything's cooler through a fish. That's Avril Lavigne. Isn't that a Canadian? Isn't that one of our a very own a Canadian? They used to do this thing where I don't know. It's like new metal bands like they put their hands up like there's pictures like yeah. So that's the style. That's the vibe. And it's a pleasure to have you here. I want to jump into some stuff here. We got Kenan in the chat. It's Birdman of Cash Money Records. You know what I'm talking about. But I don't know if it's just me, some people on the internet who called that the Birdman, or if that was a thing. Help me out, okay? I'm like a test tube baby, okay? Plugged in for all of you. And it was weird at first, right? I'm not normal. I'm like not raised like you guys, but now it makes for perfect filter of all this internet noise for all of you. So all things work for the good. Thank you, God. I want to jump in, okay? But I'm seeing some of my calls here. We don't always do this. But it might be cool to flip it on its head. Flip the world upside down and get to some calls from the outset, because I want to jump into some of this stuff I got for you here. It's an energy war, an escalation. They're hidden oil fields, and they're saying it's like a big escalation. It's a big deal. And some of those facts are true. The facts of the war are very interesting, and when you are objective about facts, I mean, the fact remains that. And you could characterize it badly. You could be like, the fact remains that it's just terrible, it's hell. Well, yeah, war is hell, chaos. This energy stuff ain't good. But it's also not over. So we're going to get into an energy war. Very interesting. Their attack on a Haifa thing. And what's happening with the triple Q. What the heck is triple Q? Look, I'm going to tell you. We're going to get into it, but I want to get to Lucas out of California. Thank you, Lucas. Appreciate your call. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Nick? How you doing?
All is well, sir. Thanks, man.
Hey, I was going to say about this whole Epstein BS and how everyone's calling Trump PDF. And I've been talking to people, people with MAGA hats, people that voted for Trump, people that so-called call themselves MAGA and all this. And they think that Trump is a PDF. And every time I question them about it, they always say, just like that one guy and that girl that they all agreed to, like on Hake show, that that they say, look in the files, look in the Epstein files. That's what they say, though. They don't have anything specific. They don't know. Oh, they just say, look in it. And then without saying, they say beef jerky, they say pizza. And it's like, that's still no proof. Oh, pictures, right? And it's all redacted. And I was just doing some research about it, too. There's millions of files. There's over 300 gigabytes of this thing. So what do you think about what is it? Do you know what they're talking about that's in the Epstein files when they say look in the Epstein files?
Well, they're essentially saying look at those released files that have been recently released in like a couple of salvos, tranches of whatever, big releases of these files. The big one, most recent, was this 3 million, this release of 3 million files due to this law that was passed that required the full release of these files, right? And so in these releases of stuff, that's what they're talking about. They're saying, go look in there. That's what they mean. But you are gathering the same issue that I've gathered, that look, what's in there is far from anything objective truth. It's full of conjecture, lies. It's full of just like mere statements from people. Literally, you could have just called the FBI and said, I was raped, I swear. And then that's in the files.
Yeah. But also, they're not talking about where to look. They just say, look in the file. Like, where? What are you getting? What is the information? What did they read? Because I doubt it that they didn't even read 1-2 pages of that. What I want to look. And I say, where? There's like, look. And then that one girl on Hake show, too.
What you're saying is if you're sitting on some information, don't ask us to do the homework. Sounds like you did it. Here, tell us, enlighten us.
Yeah,
that's essentially you're saying.
I'll grab it. Yeah, I'll send me the link. I'll grab the Epstein files. I'll go through, if they went through the millions of files and all that, okay, just show me the 100,000 page, I don't know, the 1 millionth and a half page, I don't know. So they always say, look in the files. They have no proof. And the funny part is that they voted for Trump too. And then now they're calling him, a PDF. It just shows, first of all, that girl out on Hake show and the guy, it was like a 2-call thing. She literally, I thought she had a point, and she was like, "Hey, do you know who did this? And she's like, the Jews. And it's like, what does that even mean? Which Jew? Who Jews? What?
It's not
everyone's
logical.
So vague.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be
There's
our
a way
side,
to be rational on all these topics, and it's like you're totally hitting it. Like you got to, if you're sitting on some info here, if you're coming to make this claim, don't tell me to go like. I'll do the like make the claim like you did the homework. Here's your chance to prove it. It's a little sensational as opposed to helpful. To say those things.
Yeah. And it literally, it's like it happened again. It happened whenever during the COVID thing. A little, there was Republicans going with the COVID thing, but whatever about that. But it seems like the Republicans are now turning left again. Like they're dropping all their values now and just. Quick to hate, quick to judge, quick to instantly. And it's like, Trump, you're going to do that?
Maybe Trump. They never had those values. But what are you talking about?
Exactly. That's a good point, dude.
Well, what do you mean? What are you thinking of? What's coming to your mind when you're saying they're losing their values?
Because they're you hit it on the nail, which you just said, that they actually probably never did. They just wore a MAGA hat.
But I want to continue on that, because what made you think of that? What made you think of that? Because how are they acting in... That might have been a good line.
Because they're calling that that's a serious accusation, calling someone a PDF,
right?
And you better have the proof. But you're going to call your president with zero proof, and you voted for him on top of that. That's just, they're too far gone.
It's like I just like to listen to the rationale. Like people change their mind, whatever. But it's like I like to listen to the rationale, and it just doesn't make sense. Like it seems like when you do look into it, it really shows you that the only thing that has been revealed with Trump is that they had a falling out. If anything, it exonerates him more and has shown what he's been saying is correct, that A lot of people are going to get implicated that weren't involved. Remember he said that a while ago. He got a lot of flack for that. But it's ending up yet again. He's correct about that, and he's being proven right about it. That people that and look how people are going crazy. It's worse than he said because they're just making up stuff.
Yeah, no, but Trump is kicking back. I'll end it like this. I don't know if you're going to show the clip. I don't know. It kind of went viral. It was live streamed on the White House today on YouTube. But he was talking with the Prime Minister of Japan, I believe, or something.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that. Yep.
Oh, okay, cool, man. Yeah, I won't ruin it. All
okay,
right,
thanks, bro.
All right, well, nice talking to you.
I never call people.
All
right, Lucas, call me again. What am I thinking of? Bro, who's that? Who's that? There's a comedian who does that. Okay, moving on. But yeah, interesting. I mean, I know the Epstein stuff came up again, but we've kind of gone through this. But I mean, there's even other things that Lucas brought up. It's just interesting facts to remember. Maybe some of you haven't even heard it. Like the redactions, all the endless redactions. If there's something you could criticize the Trump administration about, this is their feminism. You know, those redactions are because the victims wanted it that way. They endlessly fought in court to say, hey, anything, their names, anything that looks like it might be about them, connected to them, personal identifying information, and if it made them feel bad, and if it made their mama feel bad, their sister feel bad, all that gets redacted. And it's because why? Because you can find this reports that they put out like lines as to how they were operating. One of them was to maximize victim safety, something like that, to absolutely maximize that. But anyways, hey, yeah, great. 888-775-3773. Can't remember what else I want to say about it, but it doesn't matter. We've been through Epstein. You're welcome to call about it. And since we're on it, since we're on a roll here, why don't we get to Art out of Ohio? How you doing, sir? You're on the air.
Nick, baby.
Yeah. Don't cry.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying not to cry, Nick. I got a lot in my mind, Nick. Hey,
Grandma, don't be emotional.
It seems like
I think you fell, Grandma. I think you fell.
Yeah, I did, but that's because they said we can't vote no more, so I went and lost my walker.
You went into it further. I like that. I like people who play along.
Already. Look, Lucas, man. Lucas, he sound like he young or whatnot. So let me give you some game from an older fella. If she lying, if she crying, she lying.
True words.
True words.
Wow.
Second thing is, we all know the story of the boy who cried wolf. And the Bible says ain't nothing new under the sun. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I hear a lot of these people, I seen it was something CBS, it was a little clip, somebody was doing a YouTube channel and they was showing like a little clip of, they was in Pennsylvania and they was showing how the people were talking about the gas prices, if they like Trump or whatnot. And they said that in the title on the video was a female that, a person that voted for Trump 3 times said that she's mad that she voted for him 3 times. And then when they show the clip, you got a whole bunch of people that were saying that they agree with Trump, and then only the one person that said they didn't agree, they made her the headline of the video, which is nonsense. And
that lady with the kids, right, who was saying like the gas prices is making it hard for her to vacation,
and she was cussing, looking like a radical liberal. And it's like, who does she think that she? Who do these people think that they fooling? They just because you stated, oh, I voted for Trump. You think when I look at you and hear how you talking, that I believe that you really voted for Trump? If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a duck.
You can't fool Art.
So I don't, huh?
You can't fool Art.
No, I mean it's common. I'm just saying, they killed me with that. I voted for Trump 3 times, and now all of us. If you voted for somebody 3 times, that's like somebody saying that they voted for Obama 2 times. You a stone cold liberal.
But here's why I can believe it. You know, there's a whole bunch of people who have voted for Trump 3 times and are like, and then, you know, something just something maybe just like hits, and I personally maybe sometimes it could be other things, but sometimes it's. I mean, you've seen this example, I think. Pressure. Could it be from public? Could it be from friends? I don't know, but just pressure. It's like you just feel pressure, which is a funny thing. You kind of making it up, but you feel pressured. Even Trump, 3 times you're saying, I don't know about this one, Trump. And some are doing it over Iran. Some are doing it over other things. I mean, I've seen them do it throughout his presidency, so I can kind of believe it.
Yeah. But so okay, going back to what I was sitting there saying. With the boy that cried wolf, all this, like, even with the Epstein file or whatnot, it's hard for me. It's basically what I'm saying with the Epstein file is that this is Nancy Pelosi 3.0. You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
She keep going out there. We got the evidence that he was colluding with Russia for 4 years, and the whole time, Artie's like, well, damn, Nancy, if you gonna produce the papers, baby, when you gonna produce the papers, Nancy? It took you 5 years. Trump was in office 4 years. It took Nancy 5.5 years. And I might have my little Joe Biden counting going wrong or whatnot, but it took Nancy Pelosi to release some papers that didn't even exist. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I see with this Epstein nonsense, man. That's all it is, man. It's a whole bunch of liberal females that I think they think that they politicking, but they ain't doing nothing but making themselves look bad. You see what I'm saying?
It's totally feminist.
Yeah. It's totally feminist. And just like I said, I don't understand what the females ain't getting. They need to maybe cut on Nick and catch me on Hake Show or whatnot. But everybody ain't messing with y'all like that. We ain't believing it. First, y'all always talking about females is getting abused and this and this and this and this and y'all pedophiles. Hold up, look this up for me, Nick. How old was Brandy the singer when she was messing with Kobe Bryant when he was 17? Brandy the singer took Kobe Bryant to or Kobe was 17. He took Brandy to prom or something. I don't know if she was over the age of 18 or not, but look that up for me. They don't never say nothing about that, though.
You talking about Moesha? Oh, Moesha.
Yeah, Moesha. I could have swore that Brandy was over the age of 8.
Wait, is this like some? Is this some like? I don't know much about this. Is this like some like? I don't know, like old allegations of Bryant or something like that?
No, I'm just using this as an example. They pick and choose. They picking and choosing. What they who and what they want to call. Oh yeah, like who's a sexual predator and who isn't. Yeah. And then just like I was saying about the Christian Rock lady yesterday, she should be in jail for child abuse.
Oh, I heard some of that call. What were you saying? Like Christian Rock. I remember doing like a couple of reports on this lady. Mostly because I don't know, Blueface makes me laugh a lot. He just makes me laugh. You're saying that she should be in jail? What did she do to the kid?
Huh?
What did she do to the kid?
She was drinking and smoking and clubbing and trying to fight on the Bad Girls Club. And I think I seen something where they was alleging that she left the baby in the garage in the car while she was in the house.
How come when I type in Christian Rock baby, the second highest hit is diagnosis? I don't know if the kid's actually been diagnosed with anything. But a lot of people are searching that up.
Wait, hold up. We using common sense. We going off of thousands of years since we been here on Earth. A baby normally starts talking and walking by a certain age. We ain't gonna start moving the goalposts. It ain't changed in 2026. The standard is a baby should be this is the normal standard. A baby should be walking and talking by 1. That's anywhere between there.
What's the latest? What's like the latest? You know how some are like late bloomers, right? But it's still normal. What's the latest? What's the latest walking?
Man, I had a cousin, bro. He was real big, man. Real big. His mom was too. Rest in peace to her, my cousin.
Rest in peace, R.I.P.
He ain't start walking until like it might have been like a year and a half, and that's because he was big. He was a big bone. He had all that extra little meat on his.
Right. It takes time to develop.
Huh?
takes time to develop. Those little nerves got to grow out far.
Well, shit,
fat.
he was just fat, straight out. He was just straight fat. That's all it was or whatnot.
Fat in the mind. Yeah, I got you.
But no, that's child abuse, man. I don't understand what's wrong with y'all's generation and even my generation where they acting like that ain't child abuse. I had family members and I know people personally that had their kids taken away from them or whatnot because they was smoking weed and when they did the test on the baby when they was born, or I don't know if they was in the womb or when they was born, that they had weed or some type of drugs in their system, and they took the baby away from them when they was born in the hospital for that abuse of a child. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely not supposed to smoke, yeah.
Yeah, no, nor drink.
Definitely not drink.
Nah, alcohol is dang near, all of them is bad. You know what I mean? But I don't understand why they acting like this is something new, man. Like, and all it is a feminist agenda. They should have been took this kid away from her, and that's a lot of them that they already should have been doing this too. I don't understand why it's something new to where they acting like this ain't what the standard was back in the day. And even, you know, in my generation, that they would take the kids away from these females. Now all of a sudden, believe all women, you ain't supposed to take the kid away from. But nah, she need to go to jail, yo. Ain't nobody playing. Like, I don't know.
But you know, you really brought it back. I said the call out, Art calling it out. But you know, you really brought it back with that because, in a big sense, the point really is it's just how much women get away with, and then we're all just kowtows, and it really is a spiritual thing. It really is a spiritual thing. The protectors and the leaders of the world or whatever, you know, the men they're weak. It's all makes so much sense. Jesse's been right. The order is messed up, and they're getting away with murder. If it's not,
you hear what she said? Yeah. Listen to one clip. She said, "Oh, girl, her friend or whatnot, whoever it was like, you ain't supposed to be drinking." Chris Rock said, "Girl, give me something to drink. I'm about to just have an abortion anyway." And that's what we saying about abortion, man. They using it as a convenience if they don't want a kid. That's why we saying we don't want no abortion, yo. That's exactly why we saying it. They up there making up the excuse or the lie. Oh, what if our stepdaddy rapes us and we don't want to have a kid? Man, B word, if you don't shut your dang on mouth, man, and stop playing with that old... Yeah. That dang on 1% talking nonsense, man. Talking about some 1%. Like everybody out here raping females and and they trying to have abortions because they getting raped. Man, get up out of here with that nonsense, man.
A total Me Too movement. It's just Me Too all over again, Art, and I appreciate you saying that. Can you call me again?
Yep, you got it.
Call me again. 888-775-3773. You still talk about... What? Are you still talking about Epstein? Really? Are you still talking about this creep? Oh man, I wish I knew the exact quote. Are people still talking about Epstein? Still talking about this creep? He was a real guy, Mr. President. He's a real guy. Sorry, I get emotional. Okay, so it's an energy war, baby. 888-775-3773. What are y'all saying? Okay. And we'll get to Super Chats. And we'll get to coffees. BuyMeACoffee.com/anchor, baby. What's up, Rumble? What's up, Jules? What's up, Old Saucy Den, bro? What the heck are you guys talking about? What are you guys saying? Woof, woof. Well, you guys like that woof? Woof. No, that's a bad wolf. Incredible. Rumble.com/American Anchor, baby. Thank you. They're pulling out the old Bible. They're pulling out that old Bible here on, Bible Thumper Thursday. I mean, it extends. It's the whole day. It could be the whole day. It's not my thing. I know it's Jesse's thing, but the spirit is there. I got the thorns on. I didn't even mean to do this. Is this like cringe? It's like Christian symbols. So it's Bible. They're pulling out the Bible over there at rumble.com/American Anchor, baby. Okay, one last thing, then we'll keep it moving. Most babies take their first independent steps around 12 months. The normal range is broad. Some start as early as 9 months. Others take until 15, 18 months. So what, baby? What are you? Are you a 9-monther? You a 12-monther? What are you? Because we're gonna start dividing. Because we're gonna start dividing society by this. So make sure you tell us in the chat, when did you start walking? Are you a 9-monther? 18-monther? Don't worry, we'll find something for you to do. Don't worry, 18-monthers. Don't worry, we'll find something for you to do. Call it the new caste system. Okay, we're messing around. Let's move on. It's an energy war. And Trump's saying no. No, it's not. No, it's not. Does not do that. And I appreciate that. He knows, like many are realizing, some learning, some saying, that it's like a big deal. You know, now we're not playing around. Although we were never playing around. It's war. And the news is this statement, right? The statement from Trump on his Truth Social, commenting on what has now been reported all over of this South Pars field gas in Iran. The South Pars field. A natural gas condensate field. It's pretty cool technology. Different kind of setup, condense it. But I won't bore you. South Pars, I'm trying to pull up the map. I like to look at these things. Oh, there it is. They bombed that thing, okay? Who? Trump is saying it was Israel, okay? And he's saying that it was a relatively small section of the whole field, but the United States knew nothing of this particular attack, he said. Let me pull this up. That the U.S. knew nothing about this particular attack. The country of Qatar was in no way, shape, or form involved, nor did it have any idea that it was going to happen. Fortunately, Iran did not know this or any of the facts and unjustifiably attacked Qatar's LNG gas facility. No more attacks will be made by Israel, Trump writes in full, all caps, pertaining to this extremely important, valuable South Pars field, unless Iran unwisely decides to attack a very innocent, in this case, Qatar, in which instance the United States, with or without the help or consent of Israel, will massively blow up the entirety of the field with strength and power Iran has never witnessed. I do not want to authorize this level of violence and destruction because of the long-term implications it will have on Iran, future of Iran. But Qatar's LNG is attacked again, I will not hesitate. So that is what's going on, and it's like a big, it's a right. He doesn't want this to escalate into this energy war. I mean, you're saying that that's an open target, and that is, it's like. It's the funny thing about war. I remember thinking this younger, like, what do you mean there's rules in war? Like, obviously you come to kind of accept these things. Like, people are as zealous about everything, and not every fight has to be existential to the death. I used to think, I'm like, why is there rules in war? But yeah, it's conventions, you know? It's like, well, we want something out of this conflict, but to, like, for example, destabilize the global oil supply. Well, now it's like we're bringing the world into our conflict. Now we're being a very extra. Now this is a way bigger thing. So you understand that escalation, the importance of that. Where was I? So he's saying, right, the controversy here is Israel's push. Trump's saying won't happen. And we're not going to go there. And so that's the news here. There are these reports of an Iranian ballistic missile at a Haifa oil refinery in Israel. Some recent reports. Just kind of right as I was coming in here, I was seeing this. And it's like, right, it's a chaos, entropy, war as hell. You're familiar with the situation we talked about, the strait being closed and the big pressure on the supply of oil, and the kind of situation, essentially, the world is in. But it's funny, you know, I haven't really quite heard this. They'll endlessly say, like, Trump did this. And remember, Israel struck their Iran oil fields, like, in February, like March, when this all started off. I don't really hear people say, like, some of the basics. Like, Iran, in a sense, Iran was the initial terrorists holding this 20% of oil in as what's it called? You know, in this hostage situation, holding up the world's oil. I mean, that's isn't that the start of the energy war? Or am I just quibbling? Are we all generals here and quibbling? But where was I? Haifa, South Parsfield, Iran, and it even going farther back, way farther back. Even going way farther back, because everybody, even the most critical, even the most U.S. critical, Israel critical, they say, well, yeah, Iran is a powder keg waiting to go. They're totally different in warlike thinking in these conventions that I'm talking about. You know, the conventions of don't mess with the world's oil. You don't strike, medical facilities. It's like you only strike military combatants and stuff like that. If you start messing with the oil, it's like a self-inflicted blow too. That's what's so radical about it, right? If you don't understand some of these basics, like that's something that you wouldn't really expect of like a more conventional fighting force. You're going up against Russia or something. They would be hurting their own people. They would be plunging themselves into uncertainty. It would be akin to like taking someone with you underwater, holding your breath and saying, I can hold my breath longer than you. It's insane. It's totally insane. That's like, isn't that the one who started it? That's been the debate, right? It's all about imminent strike, imminent war, imminent nuclear capabilities. And here, I've like done some homework on this. Why? Because it's sincerely interesting to me. Or like, why are these things happening? The history of these countries. Like, I just like this stuff. It's like war games. It's cool. And here's the thing. Once you get familiar with some of the facts of what's going on, the fact is it's like you can't say this war is like just totally good. You can say that you trust Trump. And I love how some people put that. I mean, I was just watching the Hake Report, but anyways, no need to glaze. It's just like, you may not know the facts, but you got to know Trump's character and how he's in it to win, and how the fat lady hasn't sung. So we're gonna see, right? But here's where I was. Everyone talks about imminent and who did it first and who got justified. Trump strikes against Iran was unjustified. Who had the justification? You know what? You know how little that matters? Call me crazy. But if you read any history of wars, you've heard the word false flag, et cetera, et cetera. The way a country sells a war or like justifies a war is it's not like it doesn't matter. It's obviously a point of conversation, policy, debate. But to hinge your like trust and beliefs on my government's, kind of stretch the truth on the justification. No, that doesn't matter. Like unless it's like you believe it's like you're against the government in place and the military's against you or something. If you're just like, well, look, that's my military. I'm an American and if they say like, oh, well, they're about to strike, they're about to do this. They might say endlessly, well, what are you lying? What are you stretching here? But I would say, personally, I don't care. If they're just trying to get like a good reason to start something that they think they can finish, the real question is how's it going to end up? Not like, he wasn't justified. That's mean. Like, they were negotiating. They don't really have nukes. They're just threatening, and they sort of have nukes. Like, I don't care. Like, yeah, how about go ahead, Mr. President. stretch the truth, say, no, they're about to strike us. Strike them. The question is, how will it end up? And if it's an absolute success, it's amazing, right? So where was I? It's an energy war. And what's cool, what's happening right now, which I just saw coming in, we were talking about Trump's request of the world to help him open up the Strait of Hormuz. A move that was like derided because it's like, in one aspect you could say, well, you started this war and plunged the world into this. It's your fault. And you, so we're not going to help you. And what a silly person to come out and say, we have an international coalition when no deal was made. What kind of person does that? What kind of silly person? What kind of person with no plan? Art of the deal, more like, right? And what he said was absolutely true. Because what he did was he looked at the world, who always says, we're allies, we're friends, historical unity, NATO, etc., all sorts of trade deals, global trade. No, you can't do tariffs, you can't do trade, you can't change it up, we're friends. And then he goes to them, he says, hey, I thought we were friends, what happened? I love that. And then he looks at China. He's like, he basically, this is how I summarize it in my head. He basically is like talking to China, like, hey, China, you're going to help open this up? You're getting most of the oil. I know, hey, I know we're not, look, let's put down the like adversary. I know we're like economic adversaries. You're the rising dragon, second most powerful military. You guys want to take Taiwan. You guys been encroaching on us. Everybody knows we're bumping heads. We don't want it to be kinetic, but everybody knows it's not nice, not exactly nice. But China, come on. Let's agree. These guys are insane. These guys are nuts. Are you going to do something like and showing the world, showing that the world, right, revealing how the world is, for those that don't know, that there is self-interested. And I mean, I'm not saying can you blame him, right? But it's one of those moments, like it's like a man of peace is like, hey, let's deal with this. And the world's like, sounds like you got yourself in a conundrum. It's better for us that it stays like that for you. But here's the cool development on that. Now, this is some early reporting. I don't know the exact concrete details of any of these claims or reports from some of these allies. But look, breaking after pressure from President Trump, 6 American allies just pledged support to secure the Strait of Hormuz shipping lanes. Japan, Britain, France, Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands. Hold on. Did he just make it happen? And so I was just watching this. I was coming in here.
Watching the White House right now, President Trump is about to meet with Japan's prime minister. This is a critical moment. The president demanding U.S. allies contribute more as we, along with Israel, knock down a nuclear-thirsty enemy in Iran and protect key oil shipping lanes in the Middle East. A new joint statement from Japan and other allies signaling they are ready to help secure the shipping now through the Strait of Hormuz and support efforts to stabilize global energy supplies. Now, that's counter to what some of them have previously said. We will take you to this as soon as it...
Pretty cool. I mean, making it happen. Hey, where are my friends? He's like, where are my friends? And this is kind of important. Kind of got to put an end to it now. So I don't know how it's going to develop, but some were mentioning this moment that Trump had with Sanae Takaichi. And I forget if she is, Prime Minister of Japan. They got prime ministers, not presidents. Might as well play it. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's funny. It brings up is a funny moment with the president. A little quip. It'll go down. We'll remember this one, But it was funny. It was funny. It's cute with Sanae Takaichi. Nice lady, I think. I know they picked the woman leader over there in Japan. And, hey, that's not really her place. But she's been pretty bold, saying, I remember saying stuff like this, and I'm not saying that I'm super smart, like I'm the only one who said it. I also don't I don't go around like watching other people's stuff and researching like that. So sometimes I might say things that people are saying, but I arrive to that. And I was like out loud thinking like if the whole thing here with immigration is like we got an endless we can't shrink an economic shrinking precipitated by a low birth rate and low population would be catastrophic. I mean, or at the worst, or, bad for the bottom line for people with money, I guess. And I was thinking, well, maybe you got to do the tough thing. You got to allow your country to shrink, take on but protect its unifying identity and the aspects of that, the racial part of it, the ethnic part of it, right? Yeah, religious, cultural, language, etc. So Japan went ahead and basically I don't know how that's going. I don't know how that's gone, but I remember a while ago hearing just that. Sanae Takaichi coming out saying, hey, we are going to do the tough thing. We're going to do the thing that in the interim is hard, and making a long-term bet for the future of Japan. No more immigration, or that will change Japan. I heard that that's not been total, though, because I'm seeing these Japanese officials coming out saying the same lines people over here say, we're a diverse society, blah, 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 but it's like all in Japanese. It's crazy. It's insane, but they were talking here in this moment, and the funny moment is that, like, something about, I'll let you just watch, but essentially they asked Trump about coordinating better with strikes in Japan and telling them, giving them info, coordinating info, warnings ahead of time before, you start bombing targets, Sound familiar?
Too much. When we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay?
Silly.
Right? He's asking me, no, you believe in surprise, I think, much more so than us. And we had to surprise him, and we did. And because of that surprise, we knocked out, the first 2 days, we probably knocked out 50% of what and much more than we anticipated doing. So if I go and tell everybody about it, there's no longer a surprise, right? Okay, one more.
Amazing. So that was funny. Come on, it's just silly. It's funny. He's like, hey, who knows better about surprises? Hey, what happened with Pearl Harbor? Hey. Hey, a bunch of people died there, remember? Japan, hey, you guys are good at that. It's funny, the Pearl Harbor was oil. Oil actually is like at the center of that, as it so often is. Oil, the energy, really. They call it. It's not just like a resource. It's not just, or it is a resource, but it's not just like, oh, you greedy people that want oil. Like, could you just not want oil? Like, oil is not like, energy is not a negotiable thing. Like, let's say you have less energy, less available energy, making the supply you have more expensive. What do you think people do? People who are living, breathing people, they don't just start using less oil. They just pay the higher prices. It's like a non-negotiable thing. You don't drive the miles you do every day because you want to. It's because that's how far your work is. It's because this is the price. That's the thing. That's the non-negotiable thing that you gotta expend in life. And so people are just gonna pay the higher price. I mean, it's not a negotiable thing. And so oil. I mean, you go back to like the 1930s. Japan was expanding aggressively. An expansionist Japan. I mean, expansionism still exists. An expansionist Japan with high visions, with lofty visions. They're like, hey, other people in the world got stuff. We want stuff. They're going into China. This is like 1930s. They talk about the terrible things Japan did in that time, but they always say that about war. But hey, they call it the rape of Nanking and all that. Japan is like expanding there in China. In the United States opposing this, it's like these guys are they're destabilizing things. Whatever, you could say it. Depends on how you see it, right? They're like, they just wanted to stamp down a competitor. But when you competing hard, you could destabilize things. So, as you're seeing today, U.S. comes in and they freeze all Japanese assets in the U.S. And then they make a full embargo on oil and gasoline exports to Japan. And it's something like 80% of their oil and gas was coming from the U.S. They were importing everything. Japan knew this was going to happen. How do you do this embargo? You got to put ships. You got to like bring the ships into the Pacific. You got to start like blocking it up. So Japan was like, "Hey, Pearl Harbor. That's one of them. That's one of them bases that we should strike first." And that's how it went down. I mean, the like now there's like another level to this. This part I know less, and I don't know how true this is. This is just conspiracy. False flag that America basically knew it was coming. Like how far ahead they knew is something I don't know, but it's one of those things that they say they saw coming, but they were like, let the bombs drop though, because if the bombs drop, now it's like a fight, and now we can get in, and now we could do stuff too. One of those things that people get like about, right? Like, oh, false flags. But a lot of people died then, so I don't know. It's not an easy thing. Pearl Harbor, not a nice thing, but funny, Mr. President. What else? What else about this? Hormuz allies. Did he make it happen? All right, I want to get to Maze out of Dayton, Ohio. How you doing, Maze?
Hello, Dick.
A pleasure.
Oh, but I have a question.
Of course.
Poses me. When it comes to Epstein, now, what administration put him in jail?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know the beginning of it?
Was that in like? I know that it was like 2000 and something, and there was the first one. The first, I'm somewhat familiar. I'll say that.
I think Trump administration put him in jail, didn't it?
No, before that.
So, how you going to blame Nancy them for something that was done by the Republicans?
Because I may have missed it, but because throughout the years, both sides have had multiple chances. The football, so to speak, has been passed around. But what's been passed around, here's what I'm not getting. Tell me what I'm missing. When you say the first administration, wasn't he initially convicted before Trump was even in office?
I say what administration put him in jail?
Oh, in jail.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So was it the Trump admin? Right? It was also 2019. No, it was
because he was running for president at the time, and after whatever happened, this was all up under his administration, right?
Yep, at 2019 during Trump. Yep. Yeah.
How can you blame Nancy Pelosi and all of those women and people for something that was done by him?
Now, what exactly was he saying? Like, wasn't he saying that like Democrats, everybody had like an opportunity? Because this goes back to 2008, right?
I'm saying, but how the whole thing got started was through the people that's trying to go to court and hide it and all of these different things. And I say those young, and they were girls at the time. Those young ladies now should have their say in court. Don't you think so?
But they have, Maze.
No, they haven't
had their day in court.
They have depositions of things that they talked about at the time they were trying to get there, but they hiding that too.
It's not just depositions, Maze.
No,
they've had full on. They've been given payouts. They've been given endless media tours. They've been writing endless books and expositions. And did I mention the money? Did I mention the payouts? Did I?
That has nothing to do with
It's far more than depositions. And
all of them didn't. And then the only one man out of the whole thing.
And why is that though, Maze? Why wasn't every allegation prosecuted to the level that you wanted it to be?
Because they didn't do it.
Do you
they just wanted the one man that could tell the whole story, put him in jail.
But that's not making that up. Many of the people you're saying that didn't ever reach any level of like a court case or anything. Did you consider that it was because they had no credibility?
Why do you think it didn't reach a court case?
I'm saying, did you consider that they had no credibility?
The FBI didn't investigate it.
They said that themselves. I'm not telling you. I'm not sure exactly which one you're talking about. I'm talking about. But in terms of cases that didn't go to court and all that, I've seen multiple ones where the FBI or different people said themselves, "This is not credible," and that's why we're not prosecuting it. So what do you think about that?
Well, the lady that what's her name? Irene.
Did you know that there were?
And Stormy Daniels, they went to
I want to
court.
get to what you're talking about, Maze, but it's just like
I'm saying.
you steamrolling me, Maze.
No, those cases was being fought too to keep them coming to the light.
But
And
some were not credible,
what happened?
and they said that's why they didn't go after them. Did you know
They
that?
weren't credible.
Correct.
They wasn't credible.
Yep, that they were not credible. They were
Who
not
said that?
credible allegations.
Who said that?
The FBI in some cases, or whoever was prosecuting this and some of these other things, because it goes back to 2008. It starts again with 2019. He goes to jail. He's dead, right? So there's like there's like multiple events and timelines and files and different things.
Mm-hmm.
But throughout all that, there's been many people who've come forward with allegations that have been proven to be insane, false, and totally made up, like not credible, and that's why they didn't investigate them.
What was the man that said he messed with the Russian women? What was his name?
You said what?
Gates. The one that said that he messed with Russian women. He was
I don't
in
know
it.
what
He
you're
was
talking
in it too. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, he admitted he was there. Why the rest of them can't?
Who did? I don't know about the Russian
Matt Gates.
thing.
It was Gates, I think his last name.
Matt Gates said he likes Russian women?
No. He said he had two. He was over there on the island. Not Gates. I can't even think of the man's name now. But he was the only one that was there. Admitted that he was there with Russian women. He said he messed with two Russian women. One of the rich people. They came out and said we haven't heard nothing else about him. He came out and told his story of what he was doing over there. So I don't know. He was there with women or girls at the time. So why can't everybody else step out and tell the truth?
I'm missing the point.
Instead of having
You're saying this? Are you saying one investigated individual admitted to messing with women with like
Microsoft
prostitutes?
Man. I'm talking to Microsoft man.
Bill Gates did. Bill Gates never admitted that. Bill Gates has denied all that.
He did not.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're
3
privy to
weeks ago,
something.
he
But
said that he was
last
with
I heard,
Russian,
Bill Gates said
he said that he was messing with Russian women. Came out of his mouth. I don't know where you are at the time, but if he admitted he was there, I don't see nothing. I don't see him taking him.
I'm pretty sure all them put out a statement saying they deny
We
any
haven't heard
wrongdoing.
anything else. We haven't heard anything else about
Well,
it.
what's your point though? Like the point, what are you saying here? Like, so if he
I'm
says he
saying
likes
if you
that, you're
committed a
telling me about an
crime-
individual that may have messed with what Russian
You are
prostitutes?
innocent.
I don't understand what your
That's
point
not
is.
what I'm saying. You're innocent until proven guilty. So if you try to stay in the courts and out of the
But
courts,
you're trying to say
you
that
never
if
be
Bill
proven
Gates
guilty.
messed with Russian prostitutes, that
what he
everybody
said.
that everything else is true and all the victims are
Nick,
true
come
and
on.
that Trump's a pedophile.
That's
and
not what I
everything?
said.
So
He
what
said
are
that
you
he
saying?
had
I'm
some
asking
Russian
you.
girls. He didn't say prostitute. He said girls, and there was Russian girls on the island. Since you never heard it, so you don't understand it.
Yeah,
And then
because
when
I
we
don't
come-
believe you. I think you're making it up.
You can look it up yourself. Don't take my word for that. So don't take
Bill
my
Gates
word for
has
that.
repeatedly denied any wrongdoing related to
No,
Jeffrey
Bill Gates
Epstein,
did not.
including claims revolving Russian girls or any inappropriate conduct. I really don't know where you're getting this from.
Oh yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Where are you reading that from?
Don't worry about it.
Huh? I know you're
I'm
making.
about to
it
give you a
up.
source. I'm about to give you a source. I'm about to give you the source.
Please do.
But you can. But I'm just saying where you made the claim.
I was watching when he was on some show talking about what he had did. So where were you looking at? I like to get it from the horse's mouth, not from somebody else second hand. Because when you get stuff second hand, somebody confuses in there somewhere. And then when we talk about this,
NDTV.com. It looks like a local publication.
and so when we look at
Forbes never. He said he never participated in Epstein's abuse network.
so how
Denies
did he say he
all wrongdoing. I mean, I'm just trying to. I don't know why I'm trying to speak to the wall here. I mean,
Oh yes, you
Bill
are.
Gates.
In your head.
So look, I'm not denying. Look, maybe he said something to the effect of, because
What did
maybe
he
you're
say?
privy to something I haven't seen. Maybe he said something to the
Okay,
effect
something
of,
you haven't seen.
I may
So
have
when you-
messed with like some women or something, but that doesn't mean
Oh, he said that?
he is denying wrongdoing. So whatever you think
He just said
whatever
he
you
was messing
think
with-
he's doing,
he
he's
said he
denied.
was-
So,
No. He was messing with Russian women. Came out of his
but you
mouth.
said girls. You
On the
put
island.
out girls,
At the
and you
ti-
said
at
no.
the
He didn't
time, I
say
don't
women.
know.
He said girls. You're making all
At
these
the time, I don't
implications,
know if-
and he's
at the-
denying all wrongdoing. So,
the
Maze, why are
time,
you
I-
so bent on?
But
Why are
I
you
am
so hell bent
saying
on
his
accusing a
name-
man? What's wrong with
His
you?
name was on the list, Nick. So that's what
What
he
does that
came out
mean?
and
What is that?
said.
Why are you so bent on
His
accusing a
name is on
man,
the list.
Maze?
He's
What's
not
wrong with
try-
you?
He's not trying to go to court to try to hide nothing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Wow.
To get the judges to save him. So why everybody else
That's
trying
insane,
to do
Maze.
this?
That's
Hmm?
insane and evil.
No, it's not
And you're
insane
wrong for
anything.
that.
You just got to be
You don't know that
stupid.
about
And then when
him.
it comes
You
to
say
this
he's
war,
messing with girls.
and when it comes
You
to
don't
this
know
war,
anything about him.
what do you say?
You're saying you're making allegations about a man and you're hell
I'm
bent
not
on
making.
doing it.
No. I'm doing about what
That's
he
what you
said.
said.
I'm
You
not
said
making
girls.
allegations.
He didn't say women. He said girls, and he's
He
in the
said
file,
women.
so that means
At the
everything's
time-
true.
At the time, Those
That's
women
evil.
that was on the,
I'm moving
was
on,
on the
Maze.
island,
This is
were they girls
insane.
at the time?
There's nothing to talk to here, Maze. That's a totally insane and evil.
Nick, were
I'm
they
not talking
girls
to
at the
that.
time? On
I'm
the
not
island,
talking
was
to
they
that,
girls?
Maze.
They
You're
grown
evil.
women now.
You should repent.
You need to repent.
No, you need to repent.
Repent for what?
Because
Why people repent?
you're accusing a man without knowing. That's insane.
I'm saying,
He's
why
denying
you gonna
wrongdoing. You're
repent?
saying he's not women, it's girls. We all know what you're trying to do. You're saying that he's messing with
girls at the
children
time and they're
simply
women
because
now.
his name appeared on some
No,
lists.
his name appeared. His name appeared, and he cleared his name. So why the rest of them can't do that?
Incredible.
Is it like Irene Carroll?
Bye,
I
Maze.
didn't do anything to that woman.
Try something
Stormy
else.
Daniels, I didn't do anything to that woman. But they went to court and settled it. Why can't we do it with these young ladies?
You got
now?
something else you want to talk about?
Yeah, it's about this war.
All right, go ahead.
It's just a mess.
You said what?
It's a mess.
Bombs and explosions are
You
pretty
can't go.
messy.
What?
Bombs and explosions are pretty messy.
Yes, and you got some that's happy to see it.
Wait, who?
I wish they would suit up and volunteer and go and help.
Who?
Those that so happy to see bombs and kids killed and people being bombed, the places being bombed, and having a joyful out of it. So now, why is Trump asking people to come help him?
Because
Other countries to come help him. He didn't ask them before he went there.
they're friends.
But why he needed help now? That came out of his mouth too.
They're friends. I thought we were friends.
No, they're not. You don't have no American.
We're not friends. They say we're friends. They say we're allies. They say America has to do everything.
They had allies,
that
but
America
you don't
can't change any trade deals.
had allies.
America has to fight this and that person. And then they also have to shut up and just
They
do what we
wanna
say because we're
but they
friends and
wanna do a
allies.
regime
So what
change.
happened now?
So how would you feel if somebody want to come over here and do a regime change?
But wait, so you're just going to completely ignore what I said? But they're
No,
friends.
no,
What
you
happened to
ignored what I was
allies?
saying.
Shouldn't they? Doesn't the Strait
they
of,
shouldn't.
Doesn't the closing of the Strait of Hormuz affect them more than us?
No,
Why not?
because if they're not in it, they
But
don't
they're
have
right
to worry
next
about
to it, and China
And they
gets
might be
90%
next
of
to
their
it.
oil from them. So who's
You could be
affected
standing
more,
next-
China or us?
You could be standing next to a person, and then somebody else is involved. You don't have to put yourself in it just because.
No, but the
they're
question
not
was
doing
about
it.
the question was about the Strait of Hormuz and the pressure on oil. Who's affected more directly?
It's more
Europe
than-
and
more than-
China or us? The
At first it
Pacific or
was-
us?
At first, it was about the regime change. Now it changed something else.
I don't know about the oil, but like the Strait of Hormuz being shut down. Who's
It's all about
affected?
the water. That's right. It's always been about the water.
Who should
The
care
right-
about it
the
more?
right- The rights to that water is what it's always
She won't
been
answer
about.
the question.
So now you don't have no
She's not gonna
friends. Now
answer
you're
the
trying
question.
to
I think we can move on.
What was the question?
Who's affected more directly by the shutting down of the Strait of Hormuz? China, Europe, or the U.S.?
The U.S.
And why?
Because look where they at, begging people to come help them. Don't
Who
be a
buys
bully and
most
go
of the
jump
oil?
on somebody
That's
and then can't.
who buys
can't-
most of the
you
oil
don't
down there,
become a-
though?
What?
Who buys most of the oil down there, though?
Who buys most of all down where?
Yeah, where they shut down the oil.
Who buys it? Oh, they get all across
Did you know?
the world.
Do you know? I'm asking. It's China.
Who sells? That's right. It's China.
Right.
So it's trying to worry about it. That's why China is helping.
They should be.
They want to keep
Isn't
getting
Trump
their oil.
right about saying,
That's why
"Hey,
they're not gonna
China,
help
you
the
should be
US?
more worried than us"?
No, they're not worried. If they ain't did that,
No,
what
but
they gonna be worried
isn't
about?
you right in saying that though? That you should,
They
they
didn't
should
do
be more
nothing.
worried than us because
And
it's
like
their
I say,
oil.
power that you think you got it all. By yourself, you're nothing. With all the other countries, you might have a chance, but by yourself, you don't have a chance with nothing because you're shooting up all your bullets and then your missiles and all of this. So what you gonna have left? Somebody got tricked. I think.
You always mic drop it with that. I don't know that. I wanted to
Sometimes
say
you have to-
Alabama wisdom, but I don't know where I'm getting that from. That
It's like
that
this.
Ohio wisdom
When it's
mic drop
non-DEA,
moment.
when the non-DEI
You got it, Mace.
in this, the non-DEI is doing this because they don't know what the heck they're doing. Just messing up the world. People can't travel, can't do nothing no more. Just because of
I love how we could like. I
change.
love how we could talk about like all the various aspects here, and you'll just
Why do we
summarize
always-
it. You'll close it up, and you'll be like, you know what? He who stands alone shall fall. And I'm like,
That's right. He stands alone will fall, not shall.
there you go. See, there you go. See, there you go. And it's like,
And guess
okay,
what
well, I
other
guess
fight?
I got nothing.
And you having another fight. You're having another fight with nature that you're not even noticing, because it's looking like a war zone too, with those hurricanes and tornadoes going through. So that must be somebody doing something wrong. Your strength not getting you nowhere. But when you do evil, nature come in and help somebody out. So I'm saying, what is America getting out of all of this anyway?
World peace. And
World
maybe,
what?
okay, well, hold on. I don't know. But maybe, I don't know. But maybe it's like finally a chance to give up the security responsibility of the region to our allies as opposed to the U.S. always having to do it.
like they're begging for help.
Who?
It don't look like they're going to get none.
Well, don't worry. Don't answer that. Maze, thank you so much for your call.
But I want you to tell me what make America great getting out of this, besides spending money every day.
Well, the world will be thankful.
So,
Let's say he
have
dealt
a
with
good
Iran.
one.
The world would be very thankful.
Have a good one until next time.
Call me again, Maze. Take care. He who stands alone shall fall in it. And I'm like, all right, so like, forget everything I was saying because, I mean, I got nothing. Hey, what's up, Kaya? Let's see here. More calls, 888-775-3773. Jeff, Louisiana, on the air.
Hey, man. How you doing?
All is well, sir. Thanks.
Man, I think she kind of combined two stories there. Bill
Help me
Gates
out. Yeah, help me out here.
Bill Gates admitted two affairs with two Russian girls. One was a bridge player and one was a physicist during his marriage to Belinda Gates, and he apologized for his association with Jeffrey Epstein. He never said he had sex on an island with Russian girls.
Amazing. I thought it was something weird happening there. I knew that I think there was some blending because I thought I remembered the ex-wife saying like, oh, implying that he was improper in the marriage or something. But I knew it wasn't what she was saying, so thank you, Jeff. Everybody, obviously, fact check for yourselves, but Jeff, thank you. Go ahead.
He supposedly gave her an STD from a Russian girl, is what the big story was.
I see.
That's him. With Epstein.
And that's not children. That's not like, those were women he's talking about, not girls.
Yeah, grown women. So I don't know why they keep complaining of everything. It's people just read what they want to see. That's it.
Well said, Jeff. That's so true. It's like so badly want to see what they want to see, and what they badly want to see is like pedophilia. It's like, bro, what's wrong with you?
And it's just, did you notice? Speaking of the president, did you notice Trump said he's spoken to one past president over the Iran deal, and he says he wished he had done it.
I heard that. He said that.
And you know who you can kick Obama out of the conversation. Biden wouldn't do it. George W. wouldn't do it. So he's got to be talking about Clinton, assuming.
Okay, maybe. And why do you think he's talking about Bill Clinton? You might know better than I.
I'm just saying. I'm just going by process of elimination. Him and Obama don't like each other. So I don't see him calling Obama. I sure don't see him calling Biden.
Fair enough.
And W has been kind of, in interviews, he's been kind of bad-mouthing Trump, or not, kind of his policies. But you seen when Bill Clinton was, asked questions on Epstein stuff, he gave Donald Trump praises about not being in the files.
Yeah, I remember him saying that. I remember him. I think
so
he was like, you could say he was almost cornered, but he did speak the truth. He did say the truth and said, no, I didn't see Trump do anything improper or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And that's fine for getting on. But anyway, man, I won't hold you up. You have a good one.
Call me again, Jeff.
Thanks, man.
That's so wrong, too. Leave the Clintons alone. Trump was trying to tell you guys, too. He's just like, a lot of people who have nothing to do with it are gonna get like properly investigated. It's gonna be a mess. It's wrong. It's not classy. It's just and it's even about people he should be like, those are Democrats. They're evil. Yeah, get them. And he's like, no. He thought it was I thought he played it cool. He thought it was wrong. He thought it was like, I don't like seeing it. I forget how he put it, but he said he didn't like seeing the Clintons get deposed. I think he knows like how he was saying earlier, that it's a bunch of hearsay and nonsense. It's gonna get overblown, and the public's gonna believe what they're gonna believe. He knew this was gonna happen, and I agree. The Clintons shouldn't have been deposed. Like, for what? Like, what did you find out? Like, nothing, and that's it. So, it's like there was no justification for this, If you want to tell me there's something you need to investigate, there is something worth investigating here. It wasn't proven with bringing the Clintons before the Oversight Committee and badgering them over stuff they've already been questioned about just to make it look like Republicans are being tough about Epstein or something. It was a total farce. And Nancy Mace, I can't get over it. We already did this reporting. Nancy Mace, a total feminist, talking about, I'm a victim. I'm an abuse victim, Hillary Clinton. You better answer my questions. Like, okay, psycho. Feminist psycho. And you don't always need to say that. But with Nancy Mace, you really don't always need to say that. Not everything needs to be said. And I don't need to always say everything. But that, Nancy Mace, now that one's a psycho. That's it. What else? What else do we got for you here? Let's keep it running. 888-775-3773. Let me quickly check something here. Let me quickly check something here. Buymeacoffee.com/anchorbaby. Right on. Thank you, rumble.com/AmericanAnchorBaby. Okay, that's it there. Okay, so let's see. Let's keep it moving. What do I have for you next? Because I want to move this, actually. I'm going to move this. Should I move this? Because it's kind of like, why did I put this here in the packet? I'm confused. I'm questioning past Nick's decision to put this here. Feels like we should just get on with, I don't know, Joe Kent. I mean, we already kind of talked about it, but I was served. I've been served some further clips and takes that show how weird the whole thing is. It's not normal. This guy's not normal. And the way he resigned and all that, it's all suspect in why he's saying it. Trump was pushed by Israel to do this. But now they're showing all his tweets and all that going back a year saying how Iran's got to be dealt with and he's totally pro-Israel, and it's just so weird. Such a weird flip-flop. And then the whole resignation, the big headline at the same time when David Sachs, the AI czar and advisor in the Trump administration, same time he's saying the same thing. I don't know about this Iran war. And the one thing that connects them all is J.D. Vance and how much they really want him to succeed. Very strange stuff. Very strange stuff. Not stuff to trust. And they're making like easily. Joe Kent then went on Tucker Carlson. I didn't watch it, okay, but they're making all sorts of like easily. This is not a. Maybe you can make this mistake. Maybe it's easy, but I don't know. Hold on. Falsely blaming Israel for the attacks the IRGC is doing on the Qatari oil fields, which we now know. We just did the reporting and all that. Tucker was saying it was Israel. Like I guess people kind of missed this, according to this post. But I heard that this interview was behind a paywall. I didn't even watch it. Tucker says, you saw the Israelis blow up Qatar's natural gas fields. It was an Islamic Republic missile attack. Like,
we just killed
some of these things that you say,
Ali Laranjani, who wasn't.
It could be an honest mistake, but it's like over and over again, strange moves to like separate themselves from Trump or something.
Negotiator who was eager to get us a deal. Again, look.
Okay, whatever. We don't need to do this 3 minutes. Like, whatever. You could trust me. That's what it said in there. The one I will play, I think, a bit of is, now they're bringing up Charlie Kirk. I swear, everybody has a Charlie Kirk story now. Everybody on the right wing, it's like everybody's now got, Charlie Kirk spoke to me. He told me this, that what I was doing was special and true, and that he agreed with me. And what I'm doing and the way I think, let me tell you this moment where he looked in my eyes and he said this, and Charlie Kirk thought like me. Everybody has a story.
Last time I saw Charlie Kirk on this earth was in June, in the West Wing in the stairway, and I said hi to him, and he looked me in the eye, and he said very loudly, and it's a small. You've been in the West Wing. It's small. It's a tight space, and he said, "Joe, stop us from getting into a war with Iran," very loudly.
He was single-minded,
and he walked off, and he went, I believe, into the Oval. So when one of President Trump's closest advisors, who is
it's like all the time with these people are like, oh, Charlie spoke to me in a dream, Candace Owens, and
vocally advocating for us to not go to war with Iran and for us to rethink at least our relationship with the Israelis. And then he's suddenly publicly assassinated, and we're not allowed to ask any questions about that. It's a data point. It's a data point that we need to look into.
What do you mean?
What is that? What kind of talk is that? You know, I had a similar reaction to a lot of people who were. It's like what Art was saying, and I have this all the time with people, because I have an open forum. I have a line you can call in. You're saying, no, Nick, this Epstein thing or whatever is true. Well, if you have some info here, this is your opportunity. Enlighten us, because what you're saying is incredible, and if true, and you're telling me you know this, here's your chance. Enlighten us. On top of that, this guy's was the head of the, and he was a high up in the government. Like, what are you telling me this for? Isn't that your job? And you're gonna just throw out a little implication, conspiracy. Yeah, I don't know. They're not letting us ask questions about Charlie Kirk, who, I don't know, he's just assassinated, and he had real questions about Iran. I don't know who really killed him. It's like, what are you saying here, man? Be serious.
It's a data point.
There's nothing. This is so weird.
It's a data point that we need to look into.
What do you mean when you say we're not allowed to ask any questions about that?
We've been told that this individual, Robinson, is a lone gunman, and maybe he is. But the investigation that I was a part of, the National Counterterrorism Center was a part of, we were stopped from continuing to investigate. And the FBI will say that.
What a claim, right? Like, hey, Kent, come out with the real scoop. Say it straight up. This is important. But he's just going to say, well, they didn't let us ask questions. Like, maybe because it's not credible, and maybe you all maybe watch it be. It's like they're all in a room and they're like, yeah, this is not credible. Okay, moving on. And it was just like a normal decision. It's just weird.
They stopped that because they wanted to have turn everything over to the Utah state authorities. Everything's going to trial. It's very, very sensitive. But there was still a lot for us to look into that I can't really get into.
Do it. You're here on Tucker's show making the claim. And you're gonna, at the pivotal moment, just stop. It's just weird. This Kirk stuff is weird, and it's weird how Tucker, Candace, it's like it ends up going to these people, and now they're talking about leaks. They're talking about this guy with all sorts of with an incoming investigation apparently. And I don't know, is it exclusive FBI intelligence aid? Former counterterrorism head investigated by FBI over alleged leaks. I mean, you saw some of this on the JLP show, but apparently he's got some history even before all this. The FBI had their eyes on Joe Kent over allegations that he's been leaking information, that he's been just straight up leaking information. Someone put this together. It was kind of interesting, but whatever.
Lone gunman, and maybe he is.
March 19th, 2026, Joe Kent. Wait, hold on. Yeah, this is the one. Hold on.
We've been told that this individual, Robinson, is a lone gunman, and maybe he is. But the investigation that I was a part of, the National Counterterrorism Center was a part of, we were stopped from continuing to investigate. There's still linkage for us to investigate.
Because I'm very aware of what's going on.
October 1st, 2025.
Candace. Okay. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but...
Oh, wait, I forget. Was this the video I saw? This may not have been that good of a connection. as a possible leak source to Candace. So I was like, because these people, Candace Tucker, they come out and they say, I have sources telling me this going on, this and that going on in the government. And, nobody knows who they are.
Abandon the pro-Israel cause outright, okay? Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the
he also talked to her in dreams.
Jewish donors.
We know the pressure because of the text messages that have been made public, that Charlie was under a lot of pressure from...
Whatever. Look, I don't know if this was not the video I was trying to play, but I get what the person was trying to do here, but I mean, you could just say that Kent is just building on the already flimsy framework of the Kirk conspiracy, which these texts with these Jewish donors who were a little unsure about, I don't know, what he was saying or something, but he assured them. He assured them, and then they did a big old pro-Israel campus tour thing, and anyways, that's been talked about by others. Very strange. But what else about this? Cernovich made he's just a tweet. This is just a post. Okay. I like the guy. I see him as like a objective in his ways and been around. I mean, he's just saying like, the same people claiming Joe Kent is under criminal investigation also said Trump knew about the natural gas strike, the natural gas strike, by Israel, I guess. I guess he was trying to say Trump now denies such knowledge in an official statement. I'll remain independent, not carry water for anonymous sources. The big criticism is just that Trump put this out, but they're saying that he did know. But Cernovich is very skeptical of the sources, and I appreciate his skepticism in this fog of war. I mean, like, everybody wants your attention. That is it with that, I think. I wanted to tell you this real quick concerning the economy and the energy war. Don't call it that. Where was I? Where's my stuffs? Hold on. So, letters you might be familiar with. When these letters appear consecutively, you might know them. Like the letters SP and Y, SPX, the S&P 500. We're talking stocks. The S&P 500. It's like the top 500, the largest 500 like publicly traded U.S. companies. It's one of those assets. It's one of these asset classes that let you invest in a broader way. It's like, you know what, let's track these 500 companies. That can be its own metric of the economy, of the country. And it might impart certain insights to all the data of this economy, which is resources and stock prices and all this stuff. You're familiar with some of this stuff, okay? Just getting you in the right mindset here. You might be familiar with the triple Q. Okay, so the big like the news or whatever, it's like, well,
Middle East is on.
Whoa, sorry, don't worry about that. That's just AI. We don't need that. The news is like, well, it's on fire. All these things are on fire with energy prices. The economy is pricing in. They call it pricing it in because they're aware of what's happening and they're just getting ready for oil price changes and all that. These kinds of things really trickle down in a big way. I mean, they go all the way. They go in. Everything is connected in a way, and it's pretty interesting. I mean, this is kind of a side note. I'm having a tangent here. Apologies, but like McDonald's prices, fast food prices. You see McDonald's coming out with a $3 value menu. After already trying the $5 value menu, and an individual might say, well, it's like Right on. Lunch just got cheaper, but it's also a bellwether. It's a bit of a bellwether. They're planning on how much money people are going to have to spend on certain things. And one thing about oil, one thing about energy is, like I said, it's non-negotiable. You don't just say, well, we're just going to have less. This household is going to, pull up their, tighten up their belt, and we're just going to have less energy. Not exactly. That's like the last thing to go. McDonald's is first, right? So, where was I? The triple Q. So that's the news, essentially. It's like on fire. What's going to happen? FUD, FUD. Fear, uncertainty, doubt. Some people, well, the triple Q, well, the thing about the QQQ, it's an index that tracks the NASDAQ. It's another one of these indexes. Forget exactly what NASDAQ is, but NASDAQ 100, I'm sure, has to do with maybe 100 companies, like the S&P 500. Hold on. 100 of the largest non-financial companies listed on the NASDAQ. Okay, don't worry about that. The QQQ is basically, it's an index that follows the NASDAQ, but it's weighted. Essentially, market movements that happen on, like the NASDAQ, are amplified on the QQQ, okay? Triple Q. So if you're an investor, your investment moves can be amplified on the triple Q. It's like a way of amplifying your moves, because if the NASDAQ moves 1%, the triple Q will move 3%. But of course, the risk is increased as well. It could go the other way. So it's like a bigger risk reward investment class, asset class. And that's just, if you didn't know what that was. It's further interesting because I remember coming across this Charlie Kirk clip. Charlie Kirk, 6 years ago, invested in what's known as triple max leveraged triple Q. That's an even other level of triple Q, where the volatility is triple, okay? And the whys and the intricacies of why that is not important / I forget kind of. But look, whatever. The point is it's like triple the risk. Okay, triple the Q. It's triple the Q on top of triple the Q. Okay, don't worry about it. Charlie Kirk had invested in triple leverage. That's called TQQQ. That's triple leverage, triple Q. And TQQQ is, like I said, it's very it's very volatile. Anyways, this is a little clip I remember. Since QQQ was in the news, I just thought you might want to watch this with me. It's kind of cool. Whatever. Charlie Kirk.
Triple.
He did this during COVID or something.
During COVID, I bought triple leverage, triple Q.
No
you
way.
didn't. Of course I did. Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Of You course. did.
I mean, like,
what are you doing? You should become a financial advisor, man. You got to start your own fund.
Why was that so obvious to you to go triple leverage?
It was the easiest bet I've ever made in my life.
Why?
You're in a bet against America. By the way,
I think the argument was that it could get a lot worse before it gets better, and
if
we
you
didn't
believe,
know
like,
that there was going to be $2 trillion printed into
well,
the
first of all,
economy
that's true, and I was against that. But I mean, my whole premise at the time was this is so self-inflicted. We decided to shut down the country. A meteor didn't strike. It's not an alien invasion. We could reverse this immediately. And so I said, and by the way, I'm investing for the next 30 years. You're trying to tell me the Dow is going to remain about 17,000 points for the next 30 years. So basically, I was like, I'm buying triple Q, triple leverage. I mean, it was like kind of ballsy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Back. During COVID,
They're like, what? I mean, in hindsight, it's kind of makes sense, right? It's like, you're going to bet against America on such a self-inflicted problem. It is kind of like obvious, huh? Anyways, I just got to explain triple Q and also show you that clip, so I'm happy. But yeah, QQQ going down. I don't know. Is that it? This is not financial advice. Okay. Not the same as COVID, but hey, Is there a fire sale? Is there a fire sale on America right now? I don't know. Why are you quoting Gordon Ramsay to me? Cook it again, you donut. Okay. 888-775-3773. You guys want to watch this with me together? Let's watch these ladies. Being interviewed by another lady, okay, you know, I don't use, it's like, I know, it's like React content, whatever, but we got to watch this together. And I haven't seen her around. I didn't know she was doing content stuff. I forget her name even. Wasn't she with InfoWars? Who cares? Is that drama? Is that drama? I don't know. Who cares? I remember seeing her go around interviewing people. She was like, went viral, going on campuses, walking around with her AR-15. I'm a conservative firebrand woman, and I support Trump, but you can't tell me not to love this country and its Second Amendment. And I don't know, you could say cringe, but she loves America, and she's whatever. Maybe out of order. Nice girl, I'm sure. She's going around interviewing these ladies. Islam, what are you more worried about? Islam or MAGA? Well, she doesn't say it like that. She puts it in a different way. And it's not that important, but it's kind of silly. Let's watch this. I have another thing that's kind of related to this.
Who do you have more in common with, a Trump supporter or a radical Islamist?
Radical Islamist.
You saw someone wearing one of those red hats chanting "Make America Great Again," or you saw someone shouting "Allahu Akbar" running down the breezeway here. Who would you feel more safe with?
The one shouting Allahu Akbar. Yeah.
You would support the radical Islamists.
Yeah.
What is it about Trump supporters that you don't think you'd get along with them so well?
I'm gay.
But you would get along with a radical Islamist?
Yes.
And you're gay?
Yes.
In solidarity with radical Islamists, would you look at the camera and say in solidarity, Allahu Akbar?
Allahu Akbar.
And would you say, "Make America Great Again" in solidarity with the Trump supporters?
No.
What is a bigger threat to America today, radical Islam or Trump supporters?
Trump supporters. I'll say Trump.
Trump supporters and MAGA.
Yeah.
She kind of picks them, though, huh? They all look like they would say that.
Yeah.
They all look like they would say this.
Say Trump supporters and MAGA.
I would have to go with the Trump supporters.
Trump supporters, and MAGA.
Trump supporters and MAGA.
I'd say MAGA. But we should be able to allow people to be who they are.
Yeah. Even if they're a radical Islamist.
Yes. There's no right to judge them.
So if someone came running down the street, Allahu Akbar, or if there was someone on the opposite side saying, "Make America Great Again," got my red hat on, which side would you run to?
I don't know.
As Christians, and we're following Christ, do you think it's important to call out radical Islam?
No, because it's a freedom of religion.
Yeah, it's a freedom of religion.
How many terrorist attacks did Trump supporters engage in last week?
So many.
Just guess.
Did he just good? Did he just go up to her and say "you good"? You misogynist pig. You don't understand this is a independent free woman?
Did Trump
you good? You good?
Supporters engage in
good girl? You good
last
girl?
week?
'Cause I could save you.
So
no? Okay, never mind.
Many.
Just guess.
Okay.
Thousands.
If you're a radical Islamist watching this right now, we pray for your conversion.
Yeah. It's whatever they want to do, then do it.
Whatever you
they want to
do,
do, then do it. Whatever they want to do, then do it. Whatever they want to do, then do it. Whatever
Nice
they
edit.
want to do, then.
It's like that Trailer Park Boys edit. Drunk as, anyways, incredible. So it's just silly, right? It's just silly. It is, right? It's like that. I mean, you could take it however you want. It is obviously so silly that they would support it, right? You wonder if they're feminists or whatever they think. You see the girls who were out there in New York, like, say it loud, say it proud, or whatever they say it proud, we clear. We support Hezbollah here. Say it loud, say it clear. See, sorry, switching it up. Sorry. And they seem pretty, I'm trying to remember. I think that one was pretty covered up. Keffiyeh, top down, kind of like a burqa. But I think I saw plenty of ladies out there chanting, screaming, and with lipstick on. I'm like, excuse me. I don't know what kind of Islam you thought this was, but this is not the type of Islam where you get to keep your baboon prostitute lips. Okay, what is this? I don't know where you think, what world you think it's like, oh, it's just cute. This is like modern Kardashian a Kardashian burqa, or I mean Kardashian hijab. You know, it's like, and we do the eyeshadow. We do, that how long do you think that lasts? Under an Islamic caliphate, right? It's like, I hear the critics now. It's like, all right, boomer. There's no Islamic caliphate coming. But it is interesting, though, to see Mamdani's wife getting some flack over some alleged social media posts attributed to her. Mamdani, New York's Muslim mayor, Zohran Mamdani. What's his wife? Zohran Mamdani wife. Rama. We love Rama, right? You guys don't. You guys don't like Rama. You guys are like brainwashed. You guys, it's like you were growing up like me. You saw Nicki Minaj or something, and it's like, you know that, and it's like, it's just, you were just traumatized since. Now it's like all the women have to be like rippling with masks that they shouldn't have on them, and a cute, you know, like great figure type woman, or call it a class. I don't know, what do you want to call it, but you guys want to judge. But Rama here, hold on, they're saying this is a offensive, very offensive social media posts attributed to Rama. Why are all these F words following me? And it's someone that I guess is supposed to be, I don't know, is that person gay? What are you saying here, Rama? FGTS? What is that short for? But whatever. Maybe she just was saying that person just sucked. Wait, hold on. I think it was the gay A people from Instagram that finally motivated me to get off the internet. Whoa. It's true. Is it true about the Muslims? They're really going to throw them off the rooftops? Hold on. I know I'm making jokes. I'm not saying that's what Rama wants to do, but you know, you would think Rama, so cute, and just like Mamdani, Muslim and progressive, the progressives of Mamdani in New York and Muslims and right, LGBT, he opened up a LGBTQ office. I don't know. I don't know if this Muslim future is what you think it's going to be. I know some of you are like, whoa, based. And that's the funny thing about this, right? Like, it's not exactly that clear cut. It's not exactly so clear cut that it's, well, let me put it like this. Let me back up. It's like on the surface clear, like, yes, MAGA over Islam. Like, what are you talking about? Like, Islam is foreign. It's weird. It's like they want to take over, and they hate Christianity, etc. But where's our moral high ground? What is it? We're this big old Christian nation? I don't see it. It's like secular and LGBTQ and diverse. That's our religion. So let's not pretend like America's big response to the Muslim world and Mamdani is Christianity, a normal, happy family, men and women. It's not. The response to the Muslim world, in fact, I think it goes back to even the Shah of Iran, pre-1979. Part of the westernizing of Iran under the Shah, part of their reforms, and I don't know how brutal they were, I mean, it depends on who you ask, was like giving women the vote and westernizing and becoming a democracy and all that. Not like we're going to be Christian or something like that. So remember, like that's our response to this. Our response to this in like a surface way, ostensibly, you know, not me as an individual, but as it stands, it's this diversity crap. So that's where it gets interesting, right? And that's why people would be like, "Whoa, hold on, Rama kind of based Islam. Wait, hold on, Islam kind of a check on globo homo Jews or whatever," and you can see how kind of those people can get fooled too. And I don't know if they're really seeing it, right? What they're making stuff up too, although maybe some things are true. Rama, right? No way, trans kids is not what America is. Yeah, it's like not me, not you, but as it like stands, as they the that's how kind of like the government responds to these things. Like that's our religion, right? That's our religion. Diversity, even if it's not like trans and all, even the Republicans will say all day, like, you know, we're a multi-ethnic democracy, and that's what matters. Like, it's more important to be not racist than anything else, because it's like we are here together now, and if we start letting racism, then there's no social cohesion. Someone else made the decision, not me or you, that we are a multi-ethnic, right, thing, and it's like we're deep in the bet. We're like way deep in the bet, and it's like, guys, stop with the racism. Like, you're gonna blow this up. Okay, we're a multi-ethnic democracy now. Be friends. But the only ones that are weak are like the white people. So effectively what happens is now you have a POC coalition, and the only ones who are going along with it are the ones getting railroaded by it. So anyways. So yeah, you guys are saying base. Now you guys love Rama, see? So predictable. Now you guys love Rama. Well, that's a married woman. Right? What do y'all say here? Nick trying to rage bait. Well, you don't like Rama? I haven't really seen you. I haven't really looked at you, Chad. How you doing? Happy Thursday. Amazing. More American Anchor, baby. Friday. You don't want to miss it. No, I don't. I don't take everything seriously, Kevin. I'm super chill. And I don't take everything seriously. Jeez. Anyways. 888-775-3773. Shall we run it down a bit? Since we did some of all the big topics. I already kind of mentioned this. You know, we were talking about economy, oil, you know, fast food prices. Like, these are all like very interesting connected bellwethers. You know, McDonald's made an interesting bet some years ago. You know, their bet was call it the Kirk bet. I'm betting on America. Well, it's not exactly that, but at some point, McDonald's, if you remember, McDonald's was getting a bunch of flack for their high prices, and I'm not saying they're not high now, but as a loyal McDonald's anchor baby, I'm uniquely positioned to ring the alarm here for you people. But I'm not really. They made some bets some time ago. I forget when. I think it was pre-COVID. They raised their prices, and essentially, see what happens when in the fast food world. You got these like opposing forces that you kind of play with, and that's volume, and I forget what they call the second one, but it's like just the price of the food. You know, you have a certain amount of people buying your McDonald's burgers at a certain price, and that's your volume. If you raise your prices, you sacrifice some volume, but there are reasons to do that. Let's say you're making a bet, the economy is going to be going a certain way. Then you raise your prices, sacrifice volume, and just wait for volume to come back. When people start gaining back some of this like expendable income, and now they're back at your higher prices. Bad bet. And they were like, oops. And they came out with a $5 value menu. In, what is it, 2024. Okay. And now it's McValue 2.0. April 2026, $3 value menu. How small are they making the patties? Who needs McDonald's anyways, right? I don't eat that much. I don't eat that much McDonald's. Okay, I actually have been very serious about looks maxing. No, I'm joking. That's just popular to say. Looks maxing. So, that's not to say you can't have McDonald's though. If you're someone with a real view of what you're eating, I think, and not everybody wants to or has to do that, but you can schedule in, find room in your schedule for McDonald's, etc. Because you're like very well aware of what you're eating. So, Costco. This guy's eating his hot dog. Everybody's going off on McDonald's, the McDonald's CEO not eating that burger. They're still kind of doing it. I don't know, you guys see that? He like barely bit into that burger. They were doing this like McDonald's commercial. It's like the CEO. He seems, I don't know, special. He seems like a bubble. He came off like a bubble baby to me, like a bubble boy. Like, you ever seen that movie Bubble Boy? Is that Adam Sandler? Where he's like, he has like an immune disease and he's unable to touch the real world, so he has to be in a bubble. I don't know. He just gave me like Bubble Boy vibes. I don't know what it is. He like barely bites into his burger. He's like, I'm a human enjoying a burger. It's very strange. Didn't stop me though. Costco CEO. He's like, I love my hot dogs, and we're keeping it $1.50.
$1.50 for this hot dog?
He's just going in on that hot dog. Hey, yo.
The hot dog price will not change.
Someone's at Wiener Maxing? Yo, hey, yo.
As I'm around. Amazing. Amazing quality, amazing value. That's $1.50 well spent.
Are you going to have another one at your next building you go to?
Absolutely.
One take wonder.
I can do whatever you want. You want to go more?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So anyways, we're just having fun, okay? We're just having fun. And shout out, I guess, to Costco, the man of the people. I don't know. I don't know the lore and the history of that Costco dog. I don't know. I've never had one. No, I had one. I've had one. Get the kids back to mining coal again. Yeah, bring back industry. Bring back industry. Free trade has gutted us. Patrick Buchanan was correct. Put the kids back in the coal mines. Wait, that's not what he meant? That hot dog is pretty good for $1.49. Better than buying Oscar Mayer's and making your own. They just don't make them like Costco, huh? Shout out. What's the offset, though, with the membership price, though? Like, if you priced in the membership price, like, what's the price of that hot dog? And you need the membership, right, to buy the hot dog? Do you need the membership to buy the hot dog? Will Grok know? Will Grok know that I'm talking about Costco? Come on, Grok. What? You know who I'm talking about, Costco. Come on, Grok. It didn't know. I'm talking about Costco. Grok, come on. Stop playing like you don't know. Yes, you do need a Costco membership to buy their famous $1.50 hot dog. Do the math for me there. What's the Akshay price? Is there math? Does the math exist for this? Then we'll get to calls 888-775-3773. The membership fee is separate and annual, not added per visit or per item. Yeah, I guess that's true. But so in one way you could say, well, how much is the monthly membership? I mean, in one sense you could say the dog. I guess the math here would be, how many dogs do you have in a month? How many dogs per month, right? 65. Okay, so 65 a year. How many dogs in a year? 1 dog a day per year. This is important. Grok is fritzing out. Let's get to Anthony out of SoCal. Appreciate your call. You're on the air.
Hey, Nick. Am I coming through okay?
Loud and clear, man. Thanks.
Sweet. You know, I was going to make a comment about the, the mayor's wife and the appearance of the association that Islamists or Muslims will condemn homosexuality because they're like super conservative, or at least that's the perspective. And what's interesting is, and I told Hake before how the Quran never explicitly condemns homosexuality, but it does promote or condone prostitution, which is interesting. But it's if you look at, like, so I was reading Khomeini's, or the Ayatollah we installed. Initially, I was reading his fiqh, or in other words, like his jurisprudence, and so my point is, really quick, my point is that...
Sorry, what did you say? His jurisprudence? But what's the word you used before that?
Fiqh. It's like I know I can't enunciate well because of my voice. FIQH, I believe.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was reading one of the, and whenever I read like Islamic texts, I always compare the Arabic with the English to make sure like translates correctly. Anyways, my point is, before I get to that, my point is, it's really similar to like modern day rabbinic Judaism, where like there's always like these loopholes to try to like trick God or whatever. And in the same sense, like in Islam, it's not really the same, because they don't really trick God, because Allah is kind of like, he allows degenerate things naturally. You don't really have to trick him. But in Khomeini's jurisprudence, in other words, his fiqh, it's basically this really pragmatic guide of like, if you have questions in your day-to-day life, like what happens if you skip a fast, or, what do you do in, instance when you want to marry, whoever, so-and-so. Anyways, it goes on. It's like a list of like 2,000 or 3,000 different questions, I think. And one of them, it was interesting. It was, it caught me off guard. It was, what do you do if you're a young man and you're sleeping in the top floor of the house, and your aunt is sleeping on the bottom floor of the house, and an earthquake happens and the roof collapses, and before that collapses, as a young man, you're already excited, physically. And when the roof collapses due to the earthquake, you land right on your aunt and impregnate her as a child, a bastard child.
Well, what does it say? What does it say?
It said, no, it's not. It's not a bastard
Oh,
child.
okay.
So I thought that...
No, I mean, I was wondering this forever. I'm glad a religious text dealt with it. I was wondering if someone would deal with such a conundrum, such a common issue.
Yeah, exactly, because these are questions that really, like, first worlders and developed humans, really struggle with and, fight each other over, right? Like, as first world humans, we're really concerned about these things. So, I agree with Khomeini and how he dedicated such a large text of jurisprudence to cover all these, miscellaneous gray areas, right? So anyways, my point is, and this extends, a lot of the things that this covers, I can't even discuss on the show, really, but there's not even loopholes, but allowances for everything from sodomy to, of course, pedophilia and necrophilia and bestiality. It goes in all these different directions. So my whole point was, from a Western perspective, you see like, what do you think? You see like, what's her face, the mayor's wife, doing these tweets as like based, or Islam is super conservative. Do you think that's like what the the West views those tweets as.
I know
Like
some
they
would.
kind of.
I bet you some would. As like they're based, conservative, of either some or all of the things you said that they would end up believing.
Yeah.
Anti-homosexual, and more based for that reason, etc.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
I can see how some might make that conclusion. And and you wanted to comment on that.
Yeah,
because it sounds like you're saying like that there would be wrong in that. I'm following what you're saying now, like what you're putting down, like that there wouldn't be as tough as you think. They're really go on, please.
Yeah, it's when it that's my point. When it comes down to it, the only thing they'll say is like it's not like the religion has any like safeguards against it. Or is as strict as people view it as, but it's more so like if you start doing these things publicly, then obviously there'll be like repercussions. But like when you take, for example, the whole Epstein thing or the claims about Epstein, what's actually unfortunately, not if there are alleged criminals in this. In the files or whatever, it's unfortunate they're not being prosecuted. At the same time, it is neat, at least I'm saying this from a Middle Eastern perspective, it is neat that at least this is like condemned by the entire country, these kind of acts, because in the Middle East, you don't have to hide these things. There is no need to like for an elaborate need to make a conspiracy to excuse these things. Like you see in America, no, that's just the norm. Like
people look the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
You're saying they would not be. I can follow that most like the Islamic society would really look the other way, but they have to have like an outward appearance of this because it is like part of some of what they say, but it's not really that deep culturally. You're saying, and it goes. You're saying it goes further. You're saying no, because they don't even have scripture against it, so it's not really that. That enforced at least amongst each other, but if you have to save face, then you say no, we're against that. God's law, man and woman. I see what you're putting down. That you're saying that an Islamic society like that really totally realized wouldn't be as it would be maybe even more homosexual than one would initially think because of how down low it is essentially.
Exactly. You're totally right, Nick. And I think like from a psychological perspective, you could kind of see like how the shame dynamics would play into that a little.
Yeah.
It kind of really reinforces that kind of.
This is just my opinion. And this is just my opinion, but I think what you're describing too is like, this is my opinion, but I think what you're describing is the opposing forces of human nature and religion's attempt to order it. And the Islamic world, I mean, I don't know how to put this. I'm not like embarrassed in saying that because I know I'm not saying anything. Here's what look. It just seems like different. It seems like cultures of the world, certain cultures of the world, are dealing with call it like I don't want to say progression, like, but they're like behind. I don't know how else to put it. They're behind in certain things, or here, put it like this: like China, the Islamic world, some aspects of these Africa. They have these huge populations that are really hard to govern. They're endlessly like petty criminals, not even like violent, but like won't follow rules, litter. They have like these huge swaths of rural population that are hard to govern, right? And if you want like an advanced society, that's really difficult. That's in the way. And so religion, and I'm sorry, I'm going off on this, but I think that's what's going on in those Islamic world. I think it's like religion is attempting. I don't think it's like they're lying. Like we're gonna be gay and it's like we're cool with it. But no, I think it's like religion is like trying to order them. But this world is like they want to be wild. And the wild human nature world. Guess what you get in that wild world? You get homosexuality. You get all sorts of stuff. And so right. Anyways, I think that's what's happening in my opinion.
Yeah, that is interesting. That's kind of the Jordan Peterson postmodernist perspective. Is that kind of where you're drawing from?
I don't know if that's. I was just coming out with that on my own, but yeah, if they were saying that, I guess I would be saying what they were saying. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's just like, the third world. It's like, and imagine if it was whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But sir,
yeah.
Wow, look at that! Wow, oh my gosh, look at the time. I didn't realize. We're overtime. Anthony, can you call me again?
Thanks for taking my call, man.
Thank you, sir.
Of course. Take care, man. Have a good week.
Folks, we done did it all. Super chats, the topics, and your calls. Thanks for the support, everybody. Harmony with the union dues. Back to back. What's up, Harmony? Volunteer as a Snake Pit mod. Mod the chat, please, Nick, says Pauline. And a new party will arise no more. Visions of the future from... I don't want to say... It says a different name here. I don't want to dox you. I don't know if you go by a different name. Taylor, thank you so much, says, you and Hake ever considered opening up a mental asylum? Y'all seem to have a knack for attracting nutcases. No offense to the callers. Hey, Taylor. Maybe we'd be good at it. What do you think? Pauline says, like someone telling me to go watch Korn to see how evil and degenerate it is. No thanks. Don't need to know all that. Thank you so much for the support, folks. Catch me tomorrow for more American Anchor, baby. But for now, take care. Peace.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.